In a grand intergalactic academy, students from many alien species gathered in a massive training hall. They were excited and nervous because today, a group of Deathworlders was coming to show their skills. The academy was known for training elite warriors, and everyone wanted to see what these legendary humans could do. Zara, a bright and curious alien student, sat among her classmates. She had heard stories about the Deathworlders. They were known for surviving in the toughest environments, like dangerous planets full of wild creatures. The other students were eager to see how these humans would perform. Some whispered about how weak they thought humans were, while others were more respectful, wanting to witness the truth for themselves. When the doors opened, Zara and her friends gasped. A group of Deathworlders entered, their faces calm and confident. One of them, a tall human named Max, stepped forward. He looked relaxed, as if he was ready for anything. Zara couldn't help but feel a mix of admiration and curiosity. As Max stood before them, he noticed the skeptical looks on the alien students' faces. With a confident smile, he said, "You might think we're just humans, but we are capable of much more than you know." His words sparked a mix of laughter and intrigue among the audience. Zara felt her excitement grow. She wanted to learn more about these humans and their unique abilities. The stage was set for an unforgettable demonstration, and everyone was eager to see what would happen next. As the atmosphere in the training hall buzzed with excitement, Zara's heart raced. She watched as the Deathworlders prepared for their demonstration. Max stood at the front, looking confident and relaxed. The other Deathworlders, each with a unique look and style, joined him. Zara noticed how they seemed to share a special bond, as if they understood each other perfectly. Max cleared his throat, drawing everyone's attention. "Welcome. We're here to show you what it means to be a Deathworlder," he said, his voice strong and clear. "We may not have the advanced technology you're used to, but we have something else. Experience. Experience in facing real danger." Some alien students snickered, exchanging doubtful glances. Raxer, a bold alien general with shiny green scales, stood up and laughed. "You think you can impress us with your primitive tricks? We have weapons that can wipe out entire planets." His words sent a wave of laughter through the hall. Zara felt uneasy. She admired Max and his team, but she also understood Raxer's point. The Deathworlders were known for their fearlessness, but could they really match the power of advanced alien technology? Max smiled at Raxer, unfazed by the mockery. "We're not here to compete with your technology. We're here to show you what survival looks like. Let's begin." With that, the demonstration started. Max and the Deathworlders showcased a series of skills that seemed simple but were surprisingly impressive. They climbed walls, flipped through the air, and navigated obstacle courses that would challenge even the best-trained alien warriors. The Deathworlders moved with a grace that surprised everyone. Zara watched in awe as they tackled each challenge with ease, their movements fluid and precise. As the demonstration continued, Max and his team introduced a game. They called it the Survival Challenge. The objective was to work as a team to overcome different scenarios that could happen on a death world. Max explained, "On our planets, danger is everywhere. We learn to think fast and work together. In this game, you'll see how we handle threats." Zara felt a mix of excitement and nerves. She couldn't wait to see what the challenge would be like. The Deathworlders set up various obstacles around the hall, simulating environments they faced daily on their dangerous planets. Zara and her classmates were split into teams, each partnered with a Deathworlder. This was their chance to learn firsthand from these incredible humans. As the teams began, the first scenario involved navigating through a simulated forest filled with moving obstacles. Max guided Zara and her team, showing them how to use their surroundings to their advantage. "Stay low and keep moving," he advised, demonstrating how to avoid the swinging branches and rolling logs. Zara noticed how the other alien students started to take the challenge seriously. They realized that this was not just a game. It was about using instincts and teamwork, something they hadn't practiced before. Max encouraged them, shouting tips and offering support. His confidence inspired Zara. She began to feel a sense of camaraderie with the Deathworlders. The next challenge involved crossing a simulated lava pit. The students had to work together to figure out the best way to get across safely. Zara found herself sharing ideas with her teammates. They built makeshift bridges using the materials around them, just as Max had shown them. The atmosphere was electric with collaboration, and the alien students were learning quickly. As they faced each challenge, Zara saw the alien students' initial skepticism begin to fade. They started to understand that the Deathworlders had skills that went beyond technology. Max and his team showed them that survival often meant trusting one's instincts and working closely with others. The demonstration went on for hours, filled with laughter, teamwork, and surprising achievements. Zara's admiration for the Deathworlders grew as she witnessed their ability to adapt and thrive in dangerous situations. She realized that they weren't just fearless. They were skilled, clever, and resourceful. By the end of the day, the alien students were exhausted but exhilarated. They had faced their fears and learned valuable lessons from the Deathworlders. Zara felt a sense of unity forming between the two groups. The Deathworlders had opened their eyes to a new way of thinking about danger and survival. The stage was set for even deeper connections, and Zara couldn't wait to see what would come next. As the day continued, the energy in the training hall shifted. The alien students, once skeptical and dismissive, were now engaged and eager to learn from their Deathworlder instructors. Zara felt a surge of excitement and respect for Max and his team. They had turned the tide of opinion in such a short time, and she was proud to be a part of it. After the survival challenges, Max gathered everyone together for a debrief. "You all did great today," he said, smiling warmly. "But the real lesson isn't just about overcoming obstacles. It's about understanding fear and how to use it to your advantage." Zara's curiosity deepened. She had always thought fear was something to avoid, but now she was beginning to see it differently. The Deathworlders had faced danger head-on, using their instincts and quick thinking to survive. Max continued, "Fear can make you stronger if you learn to control it. It can help you think faster and make better decisions. We've learned to embrace fear, not run from it." Raxer, still skeptical but now intrigued, raised an eyebrow. "So, you're saying fear is a tool?" he asked. The other alien students listened closely, eager to hear Max's response. "Exactly," Max replied, his voice steady. "When we face life and death situations, we learn to trust ourselves and our teammates. That trust helps us overcome any challenge." He paused, looking around at the diverse group of students. "We all come from different worlds and experiences, but we can learn from one another. That's how we grow." As Max spoke, Zara noticed how the alien students were nodding in agreement. They were beginning to appreciate the Deathworlders' perspective. Even Raxer, who had been the most vocal in his disbelief, seemed to be reconsidering his stance. Zara felt a spark of inspiration. "Can you tell us about a time when fear helped you survive?" she asked, her voice filled with curiosity. The room grew quiet as everyone turned to listen. Max smiled, recognizing the opportunity. "Sure," he said. "Let me tell you about a mission we had on my home planet. We were sent to investigate a dangerous area filled with predators. My team was terrified, but we knew we had to stick together. We used our fear to stay alert and focused. It helped us spot danger before it could attack us. We worked as a team, and together, we made it through." His story captivated the audience. Zara imagined the scene vividly: dark trees, hidden dangers, and the bond of teamwork. The Deathworlders faced real threats, and they emerged stronger because of it. She felt a growing admiration for them. Encouraged by the discussion, Raxer spoke up again. "Maybe there's something we can learn from your experiences. Fear has always been seen as weakness among my people. We prefer to rely on our technology and strength." Max nodded, appreciating the openness. "Technology is great, but it can't replace instinct and teamwork. There are situations where technology fails, but your instincts will always be with you. That's why we train hard in dangerous environments. We need to trust ourselves and our team, no matter the odds. The conversation shifted into a vibrant exchange of ideas. Alien students began to share their own experiences with fear and challenges. Each story added depth to the discussion, revealing how different species approached danger. Zara felt a sense of unity forming, breaking down the barriers that once separated them. As the session drew to a close, Max proposed a challenge for the next day. How about we have a friendly competition? We'll mix our teams and see how well we can work together under pressure. Excitement buzzed through the room. The alien students were eager to prove themselves, and Zara could see the spark of determination in their eyes. Raxer stood up, raising a clawed hand in agreement. Count me in. I want to see how well our training holds up against your skills. The other alien students cheered, feeling a rush of excitement. The rivalry had transformed into a collaborative spirit. As the training hall emptied, Zara lingered, feeling the weight of the day's experiences. She had come to understand the power of fear and the strength found in teamwork. The Deathworlders had not only changed their perspective, but had also opened their minds to new possibilities. With each passing day, Zara felt more connected to her new friends. The Deathworlders had brought a new sense of courage and resilience to the academy. She couldn't wait for the competition to begin, excited to see how they would all grow together. The journey was just beginning, and Zara was determined to learn as much as she could from these incredible humans. The next day dawned bright and clear, buzzing with anticipation. Zara arrived early at the training field, her heart racing with excitement. The atmosphere was electric as students from all alien races gathered, eager to witness the competition between the Deathworlders and their own teams. Colorful banners waved in the breeze, each representing a different species, and the scent of alien food filled the air, adding to the festive mood. Max stood at the center of the field, flanked by his fellow Deathworlders. They looked relaxed yet focused, radiating confidence. Zara joined Raxer and other alien students who were discussing strategies for the upcoming challenges. She felt a sense of camaraderie with them, united by a common goal. Despite their differences, they were all here to learn and grow. Today, we'll see how well you can handle unexpected situations, Max announced, his voice carrying across the field. Each challenge will test your teamwork, problem-solving skills, and ability to adapt under pressure. His words sent a thrill through the crowd. Everyone was ready to prove themselves. The first challenge was a relay race through a series of obstacles designed to mimic real-life dangers. Zara and Raxer teamed up with Max, eager to showcase their skills. As the race began, they sprinted toward the first obstacle, a wall that needed to be scaled. Max took the lead, showing off his agility as he easily climbed over the wall. Zara and Raxer followed, quickly catching up. Zara felt the adrenaline rush as she reached the top. Looking down, she saw her fellow competitors struggling with the wall. A wave of determination surged through her. She shouted words of encouragement, urging her teammates to keep going. The Deathworlders had taught her the importance of support, and she was ready to give it her all. As they progressed through the course, the challenges grew tougher. They faced narrow tunnels, simulated predators, and treacherous terrain. Each time they encountered a new obstacle, Max demonstrated quick thinking and bravery, often using his instincts to navigate through challenges. Zara and Raxer learned to trust each other's strengths, adapting to the situation with newfound confidence. In one particularly difficult challenge, they encountered a simulated environment with thick fog that obscured their vision. Panic briefly set in among the alien students, but Max took a deep breath, reminding them to stay calm. Use your other senses, he encouraged. Listen for sounds and trust your instincts. Zara closed her eyes, focusing on the sounds around her. She heard faint rustling and movement. This way, she shouted, leading her team through the fog. They moved together, relying on each other's strengths. The teamwork they built became a powerful force, helping them navigate the thick fog with determination. The final challenge involved a mock rescue operation, where they had to save a teammate trapped in a simulated dangerous environment. Max had been injured and needed help. The alien students quickly rallied, their training kicking in as they devised a plan to save him. Zara felt a rush of pride as she saw her fellow students work together seamlessly, overcoming their fears and doubts. "Stay focused and remember your training," Raxer shouted, taking the lead. The team moved quickly, strategizing how to approach the situation without exposing themselves to danger. They successfully reached Max, and Zara felt a surge of relief when they lifted him to safety. As they crossed the finish line, cheers erupted from the gathered crowd. The Deathworlders and the alien students exchanged high fives and hugs, celebrating their hard work and collaboration. The competition had not only been about proving who was stronger or more skilled, but about building trust and understanding. Exhausted but exhilarated, Zara and her teammates gathered to share their thoughts on the day's events. "I can't believe how much we've learned," she said, smiling at Raxer and Max. "We've faced real challenges together." Max nodded, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "This is just the beginning. You all showed incredible resilience. Fear is a part of every challenge, but you've learned how to face it head-on." Zara looked around at her fellow students, feeling a deep sense of connection. They had bonded through this experience, breaking down barriers and embracing their differences. The Deathworlders had opened their eyes to new ways of thinking and working together. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in brilliant hues, Zara felt a renewed sense of hope for the future. She was eager to continue learning from her Deathworlder friends, excited for the adventures that lay ahead. The training academy would never be the same again, and she was ready to embrace the challenges of tomorrow. In the days that followed the competition, the atmosphere at the academy changed significantly. The alien students were more open-minded and eager to learn from the Deathworlders. Zara, Raxer, and Max became a trio of friends, often seen together sharing ideas and experiences. The bond they formed was more than just a friendship. It was a bridge between different cultures, showcasing the power of unity. Zara noticed that her fellow students began to approach their training with a different mindset. They were no longer just focused on advanced technology or theoretical knowledge. They were now interested in practical skills and real-life experiences. Inspired by Max and the other Deathworlders, they started to embrace challenges and seek opportunities to push their limits. One afternoon, the Academy organized a series of workshops where students could choose to learn various skills. Zara immediately signed up for explosives training led by Max. She was excited but also a bit nervous. Explosives were not just tools. They could be dangerous in the wrong hands. As they gathered for the workshop, Zara saw a mix of excitement and apprehension among her classmates. Max stood confidently at the front, a warm smile on his face. "Welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to learn about explosives and how they can be used effectively in combat and rescue situations." The alien students listened intently as Max began explaining the different types of explosives. He talked about their applications, emphasizing the importance of understanding their power and potential consequences. "Respect is key," he said, his tone serious. "Explosives can save lives, but they can also take them. Always be mindful of your surroundings." Zara could feel the tension in the room ease as Max shared stories from his experiences as a Deathworlder. He spoke of life and death situations that required quick thinking and bravery, captivating his audience. The students, once skeptical of humans, were now hanging on his every word, realizing there was much they could learn from him. As the training progressed, Max demonstrated the practical aspects of handling explosives. He showed them how to create controlled explosions safely, ensuring that everyone understood the science behind it. Zara was amazed at how precise and calculated the process was. She had expected chaos, but instead, she saw how planning and teamwork were essential. After the demonstrations, it was time for the students to try it themselves. They split into small groups, each with a Deathworlder guiding them. Zara, Raxer, and Max formed one team. With a mix of excitement and nerves, they prepared for their first real exercise involving explosives. Max explained the task. They needed to create a controlled blast to clear a path through an obstacle course. Remember, communication is vital. We need to work together and stay focused, he reminded them. As they set up the explosives, Zara felt her heart racing. She glanced at Raxer, who looked determined. "We've got this," he said reassuringly. They worked together, each contributing their strengths. Raxer's precision with alien technology, combined with Max's expertise, made them a strong team. When they finally set off the controlled explosion, the ground shook slightly, and a cloud of dust erupted into the air. Zara couldn't help but cheer along with her teammates. They had succeeded. The excitement in the air was palpable, and laughter erupted as they celebrated their accomplishment. As the training day ended, Zara reflected on how far they had come. They had transformed from a group of students who viewed fear and explosives as threats into a team that embraced challenges together. Max had opened their eyes to new possibilities, showing them that true strength lies not just in technology, but in the willingness to learn, adapt, and work as a team. In the following weeks, Zara noticed the same spirit spreading throughout the academy. More students signed up for training sessions with the Deathworlders, eager to learn practical skills that went beyond their usual training methods. They began to form alliances, building friendships and sharing knowledge. Zara felt proud of the changes happening around her. The Deathworlders had not only taught them about explosives, but also about courage, resilience, and the value of community. The differences that once seemed significant now faded in the face of shared experiences. As she walked through the academy, Zara smiled at her fellow students. They were no longer just aliens from different planets. They were a united group, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them. The Deathworlders had shown them that fear could be a powerful teacher, and together, they were ready to conquer it. With excitement in her heart, Zara looked forward to the next training session, eager to learn more from her friends and embrace the adventures ahead. The galaxy was vast and full of unknowns, but now they had the courage to explore it together. The atmosphere at the academy was buzzing with excitement. Zara and her fellow students were preparing for a special joint mission with the Deathworlders, designed to test their skills and build stronger bonds. The mission involved navigating a series of challenging terrains, simulating real-world scenarios where teamwork and strategy were essential. As they gathered in the training area, Zara noticed a mix of anticipation and nerves among the alien students. They had come a long way since the arrival of the Deathworlders, and now they were ready to put their new skills to the test. Max stood at the front, radiating confidence as he addressed the group. "Today, we will face challenges that will require all of us to work together. Remember, communication and trust are key." Zara felt a rush of adrenaline. This was their chance to prove themselves. She glanced at Raxer, who nodded with determination, and then at Max, who had become not just a mentor but a friend. She was ready for whatever lay ahead. The team split into smaller groups, each paired with a Deathworlder for guidance. Zara, Raxer, and Max teamed up again. Their first challenge was to cross a treacherous ravine filled with dense fog. The students had to use a combination of technology and skills learned from the Deathworlders to create a safe path. As they approached the ravine, Zara felt a mix of excitement and fear. The fog was thick, making it hard to see what lay ahead. Max explained, "We need to use our explosives to create a controlled blast that will clear a path through the fog. But we must be careful. Safety first." They began setting up the explosives while communicating effectively. Raxer handled the technical equipment, adjusting the settings on the detonators with precision. Zara was amazed at how seamlessly they worked together, their different skills complementing one another. "On my count," Max said, his voice steady. 3, 2, 1, blast. The explosion echoed through the ravine, sending a shockwave that cleared the fog and revealed a safe path. Cheers erupted from their team as they stepped forward, feeling a surge of confidence. Next, they faced an obstacle course filled with moving barriers and unpredictable traps. Each team had to navigate through while avoiding the obstacles, using their wits and skills. The Deathworlders had a way of making it feel like a game, turning every challenge into an opportunity for growth. As they moved through the course, Zora felt her heart race. They encountered a massive swinging arm, and for a moment, it seemed like they would be hit. But Raxer quickly shouted, "Duck!" They all dropped just in time, narrowly avoiding the blow. The thrill of the near miss made them laugh, reinforcing their bond. The challenges continued, each one testing their limits. They worked together, learning to trust one another and making split-second decisions. Every success built their confidence, and every near failure taught them resilience. At the end of the day, they gathered around a fire to reflect on their experiences. Zora looked at her teammates, feeling a sense of camaraderie she had never felt before. "We did it," she exclaimed. "I can't believe how far we've come." Max smiled, his eyes shining with pride. "You all showed incredible growth today. You faced fears and challenges head-on, and you did it together." Raxer nodded, adding, "I never thought I would learn so much from a human. You have shown me what true bravery looks like." The compliment warmed Zora's heart. The Deathworlders had challenged their perceptions, proving that strength came in many forms. They had learned that true courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to face it. As the stars twinkled above, Zora reflected on the journey they had taken together. They had started as separate beings from different worlds, each with their own fears and strengths. Now, they were a united team, ready to face the galaxy's challenges together. With excitement bubbling within her, Zora couldn't help but wonder what other adventures awaited them. They had proven they could overcome obstacles, but the galaxy was vast and unpredictable. What new challenges would they face? What other skills could they learn? One thing was certain: they would face them together. The bond they had formed would guide them through the unknown, and with the Deathworlders by their side, they were ready to take on whatever the galaxy had to offer. As the fire crackled and laughter filled the air, Zara felt a sense of belonging. They were no longer just students and mentors. They were friends, allies, and warriors united in a common purpose. The journey was just beginning, and she was excited to see where it would lead them next. The next day, the academy buzzed with anticipation as Zara and her classmates prepared for the final challenge of their training with the Deathworlders. This exercise was designed to test everything they had learned about teamwork, strategy, and resilience. They would face an elaborate obstacle course that replicated real combat scenarios, simulating an environment where their skills could be put to the ultimate test. Zara felt a mix of excitement and nervousness as she gathered with her team. Max stood at the front, outlining the mission. "Today, we'll be divided into teams and face various scenarios that we might encounter in the field. Remember to communicate, trust each other, and above all, stay calm under pressure." The group nodded, adrenaline coursing through them. Zora looked around at her friends, Raxer, Max, and their Deathworlder mentors. They had come a long way, from awkward first meetings to forming strong bonds. She felt proud to be part of this diverse group. As they entered the obstacle course, they were met with a series of challenges that included combat simulations, timed missions, and tactical puzzles. Each station was designed to mimic real-life situations that warriors might encounter in the galaxy. Zara could see the determination in her teammates' eyes. They were ready. The first challenge involved navigating through a dense forest filled with automated drones that simulated enemy fire. Zara, Raxer, and Max strategized quickly. "Let's use the trees for cover," Zara suggested, her heart racing. "We can move quickly and take out the drones from a distance." "Great idea," Max agreed. They moved stealthily through the trees, relying on each other's strengths. Raxer's sharp eyesight helped them spot drones, while Max's technical skills allowed them to disable the machines without drawing attention. Zara felt a rush of exhilaration as they moved in perfect sync, their training paying off. Next came a tactical puzzle where they had to disarm a series of explosives set up in a simulated enemy base. The pressure was on as they raced against the clock. Zara took a deep breath, recalling the techniques she had learned from the Deathworlders. "Let's split up and work on the explosives. We can cover more ground that way." Raxer and Max nodded, and they quickly dispersed, each working on a different explosive. Zara felt the weight of the moment. She carefully analyzed the wires and mechanisms, her hands steady as she used her training to disarm the device. Time seemed to stretch as she focused on the task at hand. Finally, with a sigh of relief, she disabled the last explosive just in time. As they completed each challenge, Zora's confidence grew. They were overcoming obstacles that had once seemed insurmountable. The bond they had formed with the Deathworlders made them stronger and more capable. They learned to rely on each other's unique skills, which created a seamless team dynamic. After successfully navigating the obstacle course, they gathered for the final scenario, a mock rescue mission. Their task was to extract a hostage from a fortified building while avoiding detection. This was the ultimate test of their training and teamwork. As they approached the mock building, Zara felt her heart race. "We need to create a distraction," she whispered to her team. "Then we can slip in while they're focused on that." Max grinned. "I can use a small explosive to create a diversion. It'll draw their attention away from us." "Let's do it," Raxer exclaimed, his excitement palpable. They quickly set their plan into motion. Max placed the explosive in a strategic location, and they waited for the right moment. When the explosion went off, the guards rushed toward the sound, just as Zara had anticipated. They moved quickly and quietly, entering the building. Zara's heart pounded in her chest as they navigated the dark hallways, adrenaline coursing through her veins. They found the hostage, who was actually a fellow student dressed as the enemy. Together, they carefully made their way out, using the cover of chaos to their advantage. As they emerged victorious, the entire team erupted in cheers. They had successfully completed the final challenge, and the sense of accomplishment was overwhelming. Zara felt a rush of pride as she hugged her teammates. They had proven themselves, not just to the academy, but also to themselves. In the days that followed, the bond they had formed with the Deathworlders deepened. They celebrated their achievements and shared stories, laughter filling the academy halls. Zara felt grateful for the journey they had taken together. As the training came to a close, Zara reflected on how far they had come. They had started as separate beings from different worlds, united by a common goal. Now, they were friends, allies, and warriors prepared to face whatever challenges the galaxy had in store. The experience had changed them all, teaching them the value of courage, teamwork, and resilience. Zara knew they were ready for whatever awaited them in the vastness of space. With the Deathworlders by their side, they were no longer just students. They were a force to be reckoned with. As they looked to the stars, Zara felt a sense of hope and excitement for the adventures that lay ahead. The galaxy was a vast and unpredictable place, but together, they were ready to take on anything that came their way.